With international tournaments comes cross-continental matchups, and we have another classic one right here against Brazil versus France, seed 6 versus seed 9. I'm your caster Valian, and I'm joined here with Bernie.
Hello everyone, very excited to be here casting this Brazil versus France matchup. This is going to be actually the first time we're going to see this Brazilian roster playing in this tournament. France did come out of the group stage with sweeping the entire group, winning all of their matches. And yeah, now they're facing against this very interesting Brazilian roster. So this is going to be a good one, Valine.
Yep, indeed. And France was the unfortunate one that seeded 9th to play the group stage. They were part of the challenger group stage, shared the highest seed, in fact, in the group stage. So they did win it out. They did sweep their own group 3-0, despite actually losing a bit more points than usual than one would expect for this type of a seed here. But yeah, now they have the chance to face against Brazil in this round of 16 pool. This is a 6.3 star pool, if I'm remembering correctly. And we could potentially see an upset potential because of low SR, but you know, Brazil, they have a powerhouse of their own here in terms of their own team depth.
Yeah, we're already seeing some bans and protects here. Brazil opt to protect that DT3 while France went for that Hard Rock 2 protect. And first ban here from Brazil being the free mod 2 and France banning the DT2 actually. So interesting stuff. I think France is just not that comfortable with this kind of map, the DT2, the 225 bursty kind of map.
Yeah, so like in a vacuum between these two teams, Brazil is the much better DT team overall. But you know, with SR being this low, it can be a bit more RNG between such a closely contested team here. But with Brazil protecting DT3 over DT2 is quite interesting. You might have wanted to actually maybe protect DT2 more if you recognize that France isn't really comfortable with the stamina, but there's also that free mod 1 that they can lean towards.
Yeah, another ban coming in from Brazil. It's going to be that hidden 1, actually. So the custom from Leiden is not going to be played in this match. But we still have plenty of maps here to pick. And now, next ban from France is going to be the free mod 1.
Well, I completely forgot about the second ban from France. And indeed, that was actually quite the targeted ban against Brazil there to ban 2 of those tapping maps in this pool. So so 2 speeded maps are gone. You do have the DT3 that Brazil can lean towards, and the Noma 2, but that Noma 2 isn't really great in terms of its tapping centric elements because it's more mainly a flow map here.
Yeah, indeed. And now it's time for the first pick of this match, and I think wait, there's another ban? Oh, okay. No, it's France's pick. It's going to be Hard Rock 3. Okay. So here we go. We're going to do Snap Alt with Hard Rock on top. And it's going to be your Yankee Boy, Yankee Girl map. And yeah, what are your thoughts on this map, Feline?
This Hard Rock 3 being Snap Alt, you're aiming more deterministic here, not really any random elements with like flow aim, but also with both of these teams being really comfortable with Hard Rock, it's going to be it's already an interesting first pick for France because they also should recognize that Brazil is really comfortable with the Hard Rock, especially with this kind of map being much more approachable of an alt map. But I'm guessing they're just going on with their own comfort here. Maybe they're really comfortable with this pick, especially with the team score showing maybe like a cool 3 FCs, but we'll have to see.
Interesting stuff. All right. Yeah, I think players are right now getting in lobby in just a few moments. So if we can switch to that scene, thank you very much to our streamer. Yeah, here we go. We're already seeing Punky Steria, the star player here from this French roster, and Hiras and Shibens here joining them on this one side of Team Brazil. We're still waiting on those players, and Juchu actually is going to be joining for Team France as well.
I mean, that's expected from Juchu. Your Hard Rock, pretty much your best Hard Rock player in the French roster here, especially your best precision player as well. There's a reason why they did protect that Hard Rock 2 for a reason. They're really confident on that Hard Rock, but now you just have to wait for Brazil to see what kind of response they can make here. We're seeing Ukeni, Kakurm, and Shima Buka and Kawa. right now.
Yeah, it's going to be Kawa, SmilyBruh, Akira, Lucani here joining for Team Brazil. And I think we have all of our rosters ready, and we're going to get started with this first map in this Brazil versus France. It's going to be this Hard Rock 3. And yeah, we're going to get started with it. This is France's pick. Just a reminder to everyone watching us here. And we're gonna get started.
Yeah, the color surrounding the borders below the map, it is an indication of what which team picked it. So Team Blue, being on France, has picked this Hard Rock green. So during time 3 minutes long, it is a consistency check here on this snap ult. Combo density pretty decent across the board, so comboing much of the map, like maybe halfway towards, is actually pretty beneficial for anyone here, but it will capture scores. So I mean, at this early in this tournament, I would expect a lot of people to maybe combo way past halfway together.
Yeah, and we're already seeing everyone here actually holding on to their combos, but there's a break from Shibenz, and also there was an early break from Lucani as well. But that's going to give an advantage right now to the side of Team France, who is holding on to very good accuracy on this Hard Rock 3, while on the side of Team Brazil, there are still 3 full combos intact, practically 4, but now we're entering this Ki, and actually there's a break from Heroes happening, and now that's going to give a lead to Team Brazil, who is still holding on to those 3 full combos. There's a break from Lucani, but there's a break also from Kawa as well, but the lead is still on the side of Team Brazil.
It is still on the side of Brazil, but there is more supporting combos coming in from France, especially from Shibenz, who just recovered a bit after the Lucani miss and Kawa miss. So it will go to the side of France just a bit, especially with that accuracy advantage towards them. And I'm not going to mention a certain impressive act right now from that top half player. So yeah, it's pretty even in terms of combo. Actually, not really. There's more recoveries coming in from Hiraz and Shibenz here. So it's still not a really comfortable 20k score difference that France would love. So maybe for this first pick of France, they would love maybe more breaks from Brazil.
Yeah, and we're entering already this second Ki here. And yeah, PARCA is still holding on to that SS. And there's a break from Akira and Kaua as well on the side of Team Brazil. And now the lead from France, it is going to be snowballing as they hold on to those FCs. PARCA did drop the SS, but still holding on to the full combo as well as Juchu. And Hiraz is also holding on to a very good recovery combo as well as Shibenz. So France does have the fundamental pieces here to have a good lead here, while on the side of Team Brazil, there's only SmilyBruh holding on to that FC.
Yeah, if this score difference reaches over like 400k, this is not comebackable, and it's rapidly approaching there. And indeed, it did reach 400k. This is not really comebackable whatsoever for the side of Brazil to bring this back. If all players on France's side did break right here. So your fundamental pieces in Juchu and PARCA, your 2 main carries on the Hard Rock side of the pool, is delivering on what they want here.
Yeah, those 2 big pieces in France, PARCA and Juchu, are holding on to their FCs, but will they be able to close it out? But this map is already pretty much done. There's nothing Brazil can do, and right now we're just looking at PARCA and Juchu and see if they can close out the FCs, and they can. What an incredible performance from Team France here on this Hard Rock 3. SmilyBruh on the side of Team Brazil also finding the FC, but PARCA and Juchu pretty much just neck and neck in terms of accuracy and combo, and they're both getting a full combo actually. So yeah, pretty good performance from Team France.
I mean, I think Brazil, they might have had a better chance too if they didn't have missed those key eyes around surrounding that map. I mean, we do see an FC as well from SmilyBruh, but really impressive act on Kawa. So maybe a little bit unlucky on the department of Brazil to have those misses, but it's just that comfortability of France to lean in on that Hard Rock here.
Yes, indeed. And now next pick, it is gonna be from Team Brazil, and basing on what they banned, which is more in the speed department. No, but actually no, that was France. Sorry,
France.
But based on what they did ban, which was at Hidden 1 and at Fremont 2, I'm not too sure if they're really comfortable in those like more awkward kind of maps with those hiddens as well. I'm surprised that they left that hidden 2 open. Maybe they're feeling good on that one, but I'm not too sure what they could go for here, Valine.
They can maybe instantly go into their protect. DC1 is a little bit scared to pick into. And both teams are really comfortable in the reading. There's a reason why they're this high. So you don't be this high of a seed without doing well in the reading. But you know, it's also a scary thing here. Since both of their tapping maps are gone, I mean, maybe Noma 2 can happen, but we do see a hidden 2 right now.
Yeah, there's going to be that hidden 2 from Brazil. And yeah, this is going to be your reading pick with hidden, and this is a very dense map. There's a lot of overlaps as well. It's a pretty much a yoke spy map, guys. Like, let's be real here. It's a yoke spy map. I think we all know what to expect from this kind of from this mapper. So yeah, it's pretty much going to be the hidden 2.
Yeah, for any stats watchers out there, I mean, France did beat out Brazil in this hidden 2 in qualifiers. Brazil 2 million team score, France 2.6 million team score. But you know, this is probably just Brazil again, like France, picking into maps that they are comfortable with. You know, in their team score. Maybe choosing a first map as well. You know, first map nerves do exist, so choosing the first map that they are comfortable with just to get those nerves out of the way, so they can pick their other comfortable maps and to be more easily transitioned into playing them well.
Yeah, and if we can switch on over to see what the teams are going to be, switch on over to the gameplay, that would be very much appreciated. But I'm not too sure what the rosters could be for this one, but I think this hidden 2 pick could be a good one for Team Brazil. Albeit, like you mentioned, Valine, France did have the edge on qualifiers in terms of team score, but maybe Brazil are feeling confident on this one. And we see here Sunda 3 is going to be joining for Team Brazil on this map, and on Team France, Punky Sierra is still staying, but they're bringing in Fayar, Retreat, and Mikado.
Yeah, so a complete roster change, understandably so, compared to the mechanics versus gimmick rosters here. I mean, Pakistan is still joining on the side of France, as expected for the main carry of that team. Lucchini and Kao and SmilyBruh still going in as well here. So we do have maybe much more of an individualistic depth from the Brazil side.
Yeah, as we get started with our hidden 2, and we do see Team France here actually taking the edge in this first few moments. Funky Seria does find an early break, but there's still full combos on Fayar and Mikado. But on the side of Team Brazil, there's still that full combo from Sunda as well. Lucani was actually holding on to a very decent combo, but did find a break. But there's actually still only one full combo on the side of Team Brazil. Oh my god, okay, Sunda and SmilyBruh do find breaks on that section over there, but Kao is still holding on. But on the side of Team France, you still have Fayar, and Mikado actually did find a break, but Retreat is actually very nice on that recovery combo. So this is actually pretty even, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty even, but also pretty scary on the side of Brazil here. I mean, that break before the kill wasn't really ideal for the side of Brazil. But there is that Fayar miss, though, so now more of a chance for Brazil to come back to this, as this score difference is only measly 10k at the moment right now.
Yeah. The lead on France is not very big. Sunda does find a break, but there's still that big combo from Kaua and big supporting combos from Lucani and SmilyBruh on the side of Team Brazil. But you still have Retreat is still holding on to that combo, but actually the lead is on the side of Team Brazil. Retreat does find a break, and it's only Mikado holding on for Team France, but on Team Brazil you still have Kaua still holding on, as well as a good backup combo from Lucani and SmilyBruh.
And as the dust sort of settles at the moment halfway towards the map, we do see 80k score difference at the moment, with Kawa still holding onto their own SC with the supporting combos and recoveries of Lucani and SmilyBruh. There's not really much that France can do right now, except for maybe hold on to their own FCs and maybe have some sort of unlucky moves to get this potential break point. But I don't think France will want to give this up. I mean, not France, sorry, Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil is looking very strong on this hidden 2. Kao being here the start of the show. All eyes on him right now to see if they can hold on to this combo and get a point for Team Brazil as we enter this next section over here, this next PI we're going to enter in just a few moments, and Koa is still holding on. Cinda does find a break, but Lucani and SmilyBruh are still holding strong for these Brazilians. Meanwhile, on the side of Team France, Mikado being the only big combo here, but Punky Stereo as well did find a nice recovery. Fire trying their best, but they need that break from Kaua, and even then there's not enough time. There's nothing really that France can do here, and Brazil is going to find themselves with a point on this hidden 2.
Yeah, I mean, even if Kawa just missed right before the kill, it wouldn't still matter because Punky Sarah and Mikado score was pretty much capped because of their own misses there. So tied up between these Brazilian and France matchup here, so all good. They can breathe just a bit here. Moment of reprieve for the side of Brazil, not letting up a breakpoint right away, not to let up on that France to gain their own momentum.
Yes, indeed. And now next pick is going to be from Team France, and yeah, they still have some picks up their sleeve. I think they can still go for, they can keep going with some of those mechanics, but actually they're going for the precision here. They're going for this Hard Rock 2. They're going for the Protect, actually.
Yeah, so Hard Rock 2, I mean, understandable if you want to like try and garner more points just to feel yourself up more. And then, you know, with this Hard Rock 2 Protect, they are definitely, obviously, confident in this Hard Rock 2. And it's also understandable for Brazil to brand that Frima 2 because, you know, Hard Rock on the Frima 2 is really difficult unless you're like someone like Australia who can double easy and gain those scores from the 2x multiplier. Brazil isn't that team, unfortunately, and they will have to ban it against this Hard Rock focused team.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, this precision map can be very tricky as well, but I'm not too sure. Okay, look, I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm not too sure if it was a good move for France to go for the Protect this soon in the match, because your Protect can just be that little lifeline that you have, and it can guarantee you a safe point. But using it this early, I'm not too sure if this was a correct move from Team France.
It could be a matter of France recognizing that this is a close matchup. There's only a 3-seed difference from these two teams, and they would want early on to fuel themselves up to pick this map, to not feel down right away because it can affect the outcome of this match here. So it might be important, it might be the call on their own captain here to just pick that Protect right away, to just help up their own team mental potentially.
All right, and we're gonna get started with this Hard Rock 2. Koa, Katsui, Storm, and SmilyBruh on side of Team Brazil. Side of Team France, you have Eurus, Punky Seria, Juchu, and Shibenz. And we're gonna get started with this Hard Rock 2.
So obvious eyes on Juchu, your best precision player, honestly, in this lobby right now. So if you see any misses from them, you know, they might be on fraud watch, but that's just me bantering from a friend right there. But we do see already a Z-Stormix miss that's actually, you know, maybe could be affecting the outcome of the match here because of the drain time of this map being only 2 minutes long.
Yeah, the drain time is very short, so misses and accuracy drops do matter very much. And you see Brazil still holding on to those 3 full combos in Koa, Katsui, and SmilyBruh, but France looking very strong on this one. You have the DFC still intact in Hirus, Chucho, and Shibenz. Punky Seria did find an early break, but it doesn't really matter because they also have very good accuracy as we enter this first PI here. Katsui does find a break. Hirus, Storm as well, finding breaks, and it's only 2 FCs right now on the side of Team Brazil, so it's looking kind of dire for them as we enter the second half of this map.
Yeah, I mean, Punky Stera and Juchu once again with the duo that can just bring out really disgusting app on a Hard Rock site here. And so Juchu holding onto their FC, but you still don't see those 2 misses from Katsui and Z-Stormer, so not the misses you want to see, but also this Juchu slider break there, so that's not really the miss you want to see on the side of France, and it's just Punky Stera holding onto their own recoveries, with Kawa and SmilyBruh still holding onto their own FCs, and it's only 3/4 of the way here. That's actually big.
This is huge, Valine. This is actually pretty huge for Brazil. Koa and SmilyBruh still holding on. Juchu did find that unfortunate break. Storm finding a break. SmilyBruh as well, but Shibenz on the side of Team France. And Brazil now is on a 200,000 score advantage. And I think the Brazil did it. I think Brazil is going to win France's pick of Hard Rock 2. They're going to win their own Protect. What? Okay, this was not what we were expecting, Valine. I'm in shock.
This was quite the unexpected result here. I mean, it was unfortunate for Punky Stereo to miss in a pretty much like near the second quarter of the map, so that did cap their score, and also Jiuchi also missing right at the third quarter of the map as well to cap their scores at 700k. And I mean, Kawa, you can't really, you know, fault France for having this kind of team score. It's just that Brazil is a really strong team as well. That's something to recognize it. But it's also unfortunate that France did lose their Protect against Brazil here.
Yeah, this is actually unfortunate for France here. They did go for the Protective Hard Rock 2 and they lost it, which is very, very interesting. But I think Brazil actually is going for their own Protect, and they're going with this DT3 here. DT3 here being your tech kind of finger control map with DT slapped on top of it. So it is going to be an interesting one here to see. Let's see if Brazil can actually just increase this lead to 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, this is just Brazil just trying to, you know, just superset their own momentum with that own breakpoint of France's Protect. I mean, understandable that France could potentially lose that Protect pick because, I mean, both Protects from Brazil and France that are pretty RNG Hard Rock 2, especially pretty RNG and random in terms of your own aim, especially with the nerves affecting it. And with Brazil, with its finger control map, with France maybe struggling a bit of that stamina from that DT2 and Freeman 1 ban, this could be a bit scary for Brazil as well because this is just finger control, high BPM finger control. But there's also the high AR as well, which I'm not really familiar with on the side of France.
But we already see here the rosters here for Team Brazil. We have LFG, we have Akira, Storm, and Kawa. Team France, you have Heroes, Punky Seria, Shabens, and Chen coming in for this one. And all right, we're gonna get started. This is Brazil's Protect of DT3 AR 10.3. So this could be very tricky for some of these players. 263 BPM, a little bit under 2.5 minutes. So again, misses count, act drops count. So this could be interesting, and we're already entering the first few moments here of this map.
Yeah, so with DP multipliers, you know, comboing, it matters much more here, especially with that DP multiplier being exponentiating your score. And all eyes maybe on Aleph there. He did just recently win a tapping tournament that I hosted. And the act showing really good on the side of Brazil at the moment, but it's still pretty early on into the map. I mean, it's still like 1/4 of the map, so nothing to really worry about just yet. But there is actually that Shibens missed on our first key eye there, so traded out with Z Stormzik here, but still that act difference is showing that 90k score difference prowess.
Yeah, Brazil really holding their footing here on this DT3. LFG, Kikir, Kaua being here the full combos that they need. But France is still holding on with Punky Seria, and Chen still holding on, but albeit Chen with 93% accuracy, and I think all accuracies overall in France are a bit low, with the exception of that Punky Seria being at 97%. But you look on the side of Team Brazil and you see everyone still holding on pretty much with very decent accuracy, with the exception of Storm here having a bit of a rough patch with this one. But LFG, Kikir, and Koa are still holding on very strong, and LFG with that 99% accuracy, very, very confident with this one.
Very confident indeed. I mean, this is a 300k score difference right now. It's still kind of not comfortable just yet because of this DT multiplier being so favoring in comboing this map, and especially with those kicksliders. But unfortunately, Punky Stera did just miss there, so this might have just sealed the deal for Brazil to win their third point here and their own Protect.
Yeah, this is something actually that Brazil really needed for this one, and they did win France's Protect, and now they're winning their own Protect. So, that is very, very, very good for Team Brazil here. But actually, we're all eyes right now on these three players on the side of Team Brazil and see if they can close out these FCs. But also, you have Chen also holding on with low accuracy, but they all these three players on the side of Team Brazil, Aleph, Kakir, Kawa, finding FCs. What an amazing team score from Team Brazil. Almost 4 million points on this DT3.
Showing that comfort on the high BPM, the finger control, and especially the high AR. It looks like France isn't comfortable in terms of the reading or tapping, but who knows? It is just that difference maker of 99 right now for Aleph, man. Holy moly, almost at 1.2 million right there.
Yes, indeed. And right now, next pick is going to be from Team France. And yeah, I'm not too sure. France again, France still has a lot of picks up their sleeve. That is not in doubt. But like, you have to think they lost their protect, and now they lost Brazil's protect as well. So yeah, you have to think that their morale is a bit low right now, honestly.
Yeah, and obviously, yeah, the Hard Rock 1 pick is quite understandable here. I mean, that's all the Hard Rocks gone, so hopefully they would want to win out two out of the three Hard Rocks here just to keep up with Brazil's momentum at the moment. This one being also kind of a short drain time and also a little bit aiming, just like the Hard Rock 2, but much more deterministic because of the circle size being much larger here compared to the precision map of Hard Rock 2.
Yes, indeed. And yeah, like you said, this Hard Rock 1 makes perfect sense for France here. This is going to be this has aim, of course, but there's also some tech elements with this one as well. So yeah, I'm liking this kind of change in the Hard Rock pulls, where Hard Rock ones are more tech kind of mechanics focused as well, instead of just being a pretty much just no mod 1 but with Hard Rock on top. This is a nice change of pace for tournaments, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there can be complaints about like breaking the norm in terms of slot pulling, but I mean, in these past 2 to 3 years, we have been straying away from those specific slot pulling stuff here on across almost all tournaments, especially as you know it has gotten a bit stale throughout those years when it was first introduced. So this one is actually quite the refreshing map here on the Hard Rock 1 end, but you know. At the end of the day, you know, maybe across this tournament, it could be nice to have regular Hard Rock 1s here and there.
Yeah, definitely. Regular Hard Rock ones can also be good, just not like, you know, all the time, of course. But I think we have our rosters here: Koa, Lucani, Akira, and Katsui on the side of Team Brazil. Team France, you have Hurius, Punky, Steria, Juchu, and Fayar here on the side of Team France, and we're gonna get started with our Hard Rock 1 in just a few moments.
Yeah, I mean, with different Hard Rock 1s, like relying on stats for like reading your opponents is kind of less unreliable. It's just as long as the Hard Rock 1 is the same in terms of its own identity, being an aim-centric slot, then it can be a little bit more reliable in that aspect. And thankfully, the poolers are following that aspect here. But for now, for this match, there was those early misses coming in on the side of Kiraz, but nothing to really be concerned about. And also Lucani as well. It's just, I mean, there's that Kitsui miss at the beginning of the Kiai as well. And with this map being quite short and drain time 2 minutes 14 seconds long, these misses could be detrimental.
Yeah, these misses can be very detrimental indeed, but Katsui also finding a break, and now it's only full combos on Koa and Kakir on the side of Team Brazil, Team France. You still have 3 full combos who are intact, and Hira's finding a very nice recovery. So it's looking kind of dire for Team Brazil here, but it's not the end of the world here. We're already past the first third of the map, but we're entering this very slider-heavy section, and you see breaks from Kakira and Lucani happening on the side of Team Brazil. It's not what you need. France holding on to their combos, but Koa being the only combo happening on the side of Team Brazil.
Yeah, so it's just the same aspects of that Hard Rock. Oh no, it was in a different map, but it was Kawa that is the big performer here on the side of Brazil at the moment. But still, France holding on to their 3 big combos. There was that earlier miss of Fayar, but still 3 big combos on the side of France to make this a 500k score difference. This is not really comebackable.
Yeah, not comebackable indeed. 550,000 point score difference for Team France here. Finding another point on the board after losing the Protect, and that was very also bad for the morale here, but showing signs here that they are very, very strong on these hard rock picks. And Kaua finding a break. There's the nail in the coffin. Fayar finding a break as well inside of Team France. But it doesn't really matter because France is still holding on. Punky Steria and Jucho finding DFC's 3.6 million score for Team France here. What an amazing performance from them.
Yeah, and I mean they're matching in terms of the S rank too, 3 S ranks versus 3 S ranks, but it's just unfortunate on those misses from Brazil to miss on what they did, and with Ketsui and Lucani being a little bit unlucky on where they did aim, especially with how comfortable they're looking on the act department as well, and kind of matching in the act department just slightly. France is ahead of it, but 3-2 right now, really good point for France, really good for France to maintain some sort of level of confidence here.
Yes, indeed. And now it is going to be Brazil's pick, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's going to be Brazil's pick here. And they do have some options still here. The no mod pool is still totally intact here, by the way. So you can go for that. But you also have that hidden 3 still that could potentially be good for Team Brazil, but also for France here. Actually, the hard rock pool is already played out, and yeah, so they don't really have that in their favor anymore. So Brazil, I'm not too sure. I would say that hidden 3, maybe that could be good for them, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the denseness that Brazil did show, really strong performances, and can be their deciding factor here. But instead, they opted in for the consistency pick of DT1. This is quite the scary one.
Yeah, this is indeed a scary one. This is one of the longer maps in the pool, being around 4 minutes. Jesus, sorry. Yeah, it is around 4 minutes, and this is pretty much just a DT consistency check, really. It's I'm not too familiar with this map, I'm going to be completely honest, but this could be a good one here for Brazil and to test out their consistency as well as France's.
So drain time is nearing 4 minutes actually after DT went away. So this map is really long. There are some awkward elements in here, but there's no really significant diff spikes to really comment about. It's just really consistent difficulties across the board on this DT1, and there's just some awkward elements in terms of its aim aspects as well. So maybe if you fall asleep on the wheel, you can maybe get jump scared on that, but hopefully with both teams recognizing that this is such a high stakes match, not really high stakes because it's winner's bracket, but a closely contested match, they recognize that it is best to really practice this kind of map. And with Brazil picking this, I'm sure they did practice this map.
Yes, indeed. And right now I think we have all players in the lobby in Kaua, Storm, Lucani, SmilyBruh, Team Brazil, Team France. We have Hira's, Punky Steria, Shibens, and Juchu. Punky Steria, Juchu, and Shibens. And Hira's, I think they were the same roster as the previous map, right?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Yeah. Brazil, however, I think they're bringing it in Storm for this one. So interesting stuff from them. And yeah, we're going to get started with our DT1.
So as you see, 3-minute 40-second drain time here. Any early misses does not matter in the grand scheme of things. It's all about getting those high combos to take advantage of that DT multiplier to exponentiate your score and maybe even your score lead from any unlucky misses from your opponent's side. But as we take in a breather of a map at the moment, looking very comfortable on all the sides of these 8 players here.
Yeah, everyone is not showing any signs of discomfort yet. This is very early on in the map. We still have plenty of map to go, but everyone's still holding on to their respective full combos, and a slight act advantage on the side of Team Brazil, but still nothing out of the ordinary happening here. So Yeah, so looking very, very balanced. A bigger ACK advantage actually on the side of Team Brazil, as some players on Team France are dropping their accuracies just a little bit, but you have Koa and SmilyBruh on those 99+% FCs.
Yeah, I mean, there also Z-Stormic joining them just a bit right there on the 99 as well. But, you know, with this kind of map, when it's just so difficult across the map, you can just miss anywhere. And indeed, you do see Shiben's missing on that slight awkward aim aspect there. So still, it's actually looking a little scary right now, even though it is near the halfway point. This is actually one of the the exponentiations where it can happen for the side of anyone who combos largely, but there's goes Lucania as well, so there is a trade coming in for Brazil.
Interesting here. All right, Lucani does find a break, but now it's everything kind of tied up. There's still 3 full combos versus 3 full combos right now on both teams. And we're entering the halfway point of this map here. There's a 90,000 score lead for Brazil here due to those very, very high accuracies. And then on the side of Team France, the only ACK above 99 is really Punky Stereo. And yeah, this is looking very, very close, in quote-unquote close, because of the ACK differences, really. There goes Shiben's actually finding a break, and no one really wants to seem to break besides Lucani and Shiben's.
Yeah, I mean, we're only like halfway towards the third quarter of the map. There's Lucani miss as well. So it's still even in terms of the combos from both of these teams here. I mean, if you're comboing this far, you don't really want to let up in your own hold of this combo, especially. But there goes Kawa, though. That might be the beginning of the end if it continues like this. I don't know if we see another miss from France, but I feel like his score lead is dropping right now as we speak rapidly. Z-Storm makes a new choo-choo!
No, Z-Storm finding a break as well. This is the crash out that Team Brazil was fearing. And now France is holding on to here. Punky Stereo and Jushu does find a break as well, but it doesn't really matter because they still have those big full combos right now on Heroes and Punky Stereo. They're still holding on for Team France, and this was what we were fearing. Those breaks really were the make or break factor here for Team Brazil. They broke, and now France is taking the lead. Heroes and Punky Stereo still holding on. Storm finding more breaks. Koa trying to find any signs of recovery, but it doesn't really matter because actually Heroes does find a break. Punky Stereo is still holding on to the full combo, and he manages to get the full combo on this DT1. And I think the full combo, yeah, full combo on this DT1.
Yeah, I mean, for such a long map, the propensity to get more nervous is much higher here. Especially if you're not comfortable with consistency kind of style maps. And, you know, that 3S ring looking really beautiful right now on the side of France. I mean, 1 million scores, even though Hiras did slide a break near the end, is still 1 million scores to really bring it up for the Team France here to get a break point to keep it tight. And we're back to equilibrium right now with a France pick.
Yeah, now game back in a tie 3-3. And yeah, next pick is going to be Team France, and like we mentioned, that hard rock pool is played out, the no mod pool is still intact, and if they want to take advantage still of some of those hard rock prowesses, the free mod 3 is right there, but they're gonna have to tap into that no mod pool anytime soon. So hopefully it is going to be now, or maybe they're going for that free mod 3.
Yeah, so even though DT1 is much more of an easier consistency map, maybe France, after winning that out, even though it was close until right after the tail end of the third quarter of the map, France just showing out that they have maybe a bit more consistency in those kind of aspects of the map. They can maybe pick those long form maps like Nomad 4 or Nomad 1, but I don't know if they want to lean in towards that Nomad 4. That Nomad 4 being really long as well, and also not really combo dense, but we do see a free mod 3 pick here.
Yeah, that free mod 3 is what I was expecting. I think they're still gonna take advantage of those free mod rules and just try and get those hard rock players to shine on this. This is gonna be kind of more of a control kind of map, and kind of also slider tech as well. So watch out for those hard rock sales. Could be very tricky with this one, and I'm not too sure if there's going to be any easy players on this, but we do have to mention that the multiplier for this one is 2.4x on easy and 2.6x on the easy hidden.
Yeah, so I mean, very much worth it for players like Sound Boomer or 47W47 on the side of Russia and Australia, respectively, to potentially practice this map to get that multiplier to their side, you know, easily abusing their opponents. But for now, I don't really recognize any players on the side of both of these teams to really be able to have that easy prowess to easily abuse one or the other here. But on this like ulti slider heavy kind of map, this one is a bit unique in its own patterning, maybe a little bit dense as well, and especially a little bit hard for the hard rock side. But you know, Yuchu and Pakistan are showing a lot of comfort on our hard rock from what we saw in those 3 hard rock maps, despite them losing the hard rock 2. So yeah, this is just them maybe taking advantage of probably a weaker hard rock roster from Brazil. But you know, Brazil being the 6th seed is the 6th seed after all. They can't really, you know, rely on that misses coming in from Brazil.
Yes, indeed, and I think that all players are in lobby right now, and we're gonna see Mikado retreat. Juchu and Punkisera inside of France, Brazil, Lunatic, Hatsune Miku, and Kawa still staying in for this free mod 3, and a very common theme for these free mod maps, or for these maps in the pool, actually, is that most of them are quite short. This one, again, being just a little bit under 2 minutes. So, act counts more than anything, and also combo as well counts. So, watch out for those accuracies. And we do see this is actually very, very aesthetically pleasing right now. We see 4 hiddens on the bottom and 4 hard rocks on the top, and that is actually very, very nice.
Yeah, so I think Kawa going on the hidden on the side of Brazil is actually probably a better move if you're more comfortable on a certain mod, especially for your best player in your team at the moment. Currently, maybe the MVP for their team, especially for this matchup. So, I mean, right now there was an early miss from SmilyBruh and a 3-way miss actually going for the side of Brazil, even though it does seem to be early. The drain time of this map is only 2 minutes long, so this is actually 3 big misses.
Yeah, this is.
Oh wait, that was Banjo.
Wait, Kawa was Bancho actually. So there's still Kawa and Lunatic still holding on for Team Brazil, but you see on the side of Team France looking very, very strong. Still 4 full combos going in their favor as we enter the halfway point of this map.
Yeah, I mean, halfway already towards this map, and you know, already a 300k score difference from this short of a map. Those 2 misses were so detrimental for the side of Brazil. But there's that slider break of Lunatic. You want to see? You want to recover from this on this free mod 3. Even if this is a France pick, this is still pretty even in terms of this matchup here. I mean, I think Brazil is they're at a loss at this point. Like maybe they can just like shake it off. This,
yeah, maybe they can chip away some of the score difference, but this is looking very, very unrecoverable or unrecoverable at all for Team Brazil. And France is looking very strong still with those 3 FCs on Mikado, Retreat, and Pakistaria looking very, very strong with these ones. And this is going to be another point for Team Brazil and another 3+ million France. Sorry, this is going to be another point for Team France and a 3.4 million score for Team France and another point on the board.
Wow, look at that 4 S ranks. I mean, it would have been a 3-way FC if it wasn't for that Mikado break at near the tail end of the map. But yeah, Funkystera and Retreat. What a way to also Retreat. What a way to just introduce yourself into this matchup as well on this free mod 3 pick, on this hidden pick. I mean, it's still Brazil's pick, so Brazil still has the opportunity to tie it up. But you know, it was predicted to be a really close-up match, and indeed we are seeing it here.
Yes, indeed, and I think next pick is Brazil's pick, and I'm not too sure what Brazil here could do. They have, if they don't want to touch that no mod pool, they still have the hidden 3 and the DT4, and between these two, I would say maybe the DT4 could work better in the favor of Team Brazil.
It's interesting though. The Fremont 3 is an alt map, and France already won the 2 alt maps with the Hard Rock 3 and the Fremont 3. I don't know if they want to lean into that DT4 being a swing alt map here, especially the Nomad 3 as well. And maybe even the Hidden 3. That's also a little scary on the side of Brazil. But maybe these rest of the maps are just all gamble picks for the both sides of the team here.
Indeed, and we're still waiting on Brazil's pick here, and it is going to be that Hidden 3. And yeah, this Hidden 3, it is going to be one of the shorter maps as well in the entire pool. 1 minute and 30 seconds of drain time, and it's just going to be, you know, big sliders and big slider tech as well. And it's also a custom map from Oat Milk, so shout out to them.
Yeah, so this Hidden 3 originally, it was slotted in for Nomad 4 for this round, but from based off of playtest's feedback, we put this in the Hidden 3 here. I think this is actually quite the best choice for this hidden pool here. And yeah, but with this map being short and this also being a tech map, the combo density is very much low. So comboing really matters here, and you have to do really combo like over halfway towards the map to really get a significant high score. So really important for you to be consistent on this map first of all, but also to be practicing this map well.
Indeed, and we're already seeing that roster from France is not really changing. Fire, Punkisteria, Mikado, and Retreat still staying in. And we do see Aleph, sorry. We see Aleph coming in for Brazil, and Sunda, Lucani, and Kaua are being the ones here for this Hidden 3. And yep, it is going to be time to start this Hidden 3 in just a few moments. And Brazil is down by 1 map, and they really need to lock in and get another point on the board here.
I mean, it is their pick. They can have that potential to tie it up, but it's also this far into the match that it can feel a bit gambly here, especially with this Hidden 3, with this such a short of a drain time of 1 minute 37 seconds here. Very important to combo much here in this kind of map.
Oh, we do see a little bit of Bancho stuff happening, but yeah, this map will come and go super quick, so you blink your eyes and you will miss it. But yeah, we're gonna get started right here with these big sliders and some of these overlaps as well. But so far, Kaua finding an early break, as well as Aleph right now finding a break for Team Brazil, and this could actually mean trouble for them. We're already way past the 1/3 mark of this map. Ooh. And Sunda finding another break, but Mikado to follow. But they still have 2 full combos actually. Fire finding a break, 2 full combos out of side of Team France.
Yeah, but honestly though, if you missed at the beginning with those big combos, your score will be capped, and it could be maybe in the favor of Brazil if that happens more towards on the France end. But they're just missing more often though, so it's just not looking great, especially with those 2 FCs coming in from Punkisteria and Retreat compared to 1. But there goes Lucani as well, so it's just the recoveries of Kaua that is the remaining one. Sunda did have the recovery, but yeah, Kaua the only one left to really match any of these players, but they can't match at all with these 200k score difference, and especially with this map almost ending, it's just a breakpoint already for France and match point.
Yeah, breakpoint and match point for France. Very unfortunate here for Team Brazil here, not really being able to find their footing on this one. And like we mentioned, this map comes and goes. This was a very quick one. And yeah, very unfortunate for both of these teams, for Brazil, sorry, Jesus. And now it is going to be match point for France, and it is going to be their own pick.
Yeah, quite scary indeed. Like I said, all these remaining picks left were gamble picks, and it probably was actually important for Brazil to maybe win that DT1, depending on the outcome of what France's pick would be here. I mean, since they won those 2 alt maps, I can't imagine them picking like the Nomad 3 or DT4 if they want DT4 being the easier alt map in this pool. No, Nomad 6 precision map still open, yet they want to lean in towards their precision prowess as well. but also Nomad 5, the reading map open for Brazil. It's interesting that Brazil hasn't actually picked on Nomad 5 yet, even since they won that hidden 2. But yeah, France, they're hoping to actually end it off right now on their next pick right here.
Yeah, and that Nomad 5 maybe could be a good one for them to close this one out on, and also that Nomad 6 being a little bit more under precision and not you know, it is CS7, so maybe the hard rock players on that team France could also translate well with that Nomad 6. But it is actually going to be the DT4. They do not want to play these Nomads.
Yeah. A world where we don't see a Noma being played in the tournament match could be an interesting one, and it could happen right now. In fact, but we'll have to wait and see. This DT4 is it's like the easiest alt map in this pool at the moment, but there is a swing element to consider as well. But in terms of their DT multiplier, I think this map doesn't really matter too much in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, indeed, and yeah, this could potentially be the last map of this match. Excuse me. Last map of this match, and it is France's pick. And yeah, it is also, this is not so short. It will be just 2 minutes 39 seconds if I recall correctly. So this could be an interesting one actually for both of these teams.
Yeah, this one is also kind of a scary pick for France as well because of how easy this alt map is. I mean, this is actually like kind of long as well, so consistency matters a lot here, and we have seen that France has shown a bit more consistency on this pool overall, as they are 2 points ahead against Brazil here, and you know, an upset potential as well, as France is the lower seed here.
Yeah, this could be a potential seeding upset here, but who knows? We'll have to wait and see. And yeah, we're gonna get started in just a few moments here with our DT3. Yeah,
Four.
DT4. Sorry, four.
Yeah.
DT4. Jesus.
So if we, yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so for this alt swing map, you know, you do see like some, like, you know, just slight rhythm changes, but also the slide is representing more on that swing side of things here. So much, I mean, at least these sliders are much more deterministic and hitting, unlike, you know, some of these Nomad 4s that can be like randomly placed if you're not comfortable with like those tech elements. But yeah, this one being that alt swing map, looking really comfortable for all players right here, right now.
Yes, indeed, and we're already seeing an early break actually from Heroes on the side of Team France. Everyone's still holding on to their full combos. A break from Fayard as well, and Punky Stereo and Jishu actually being the only full combos on the side of Team France, but Brazil still holding on to their full combos with very good accuracy as well. Sundakawa and Ketsui actually, everyone's holding on 99%, but Sunda does find a break. But this is still actually very good for Team Brazil right now, as they're holding on to 3 full combos compared to the 2 full combos happening on the side of Team France.
Yeah, so it will still be a little bit, you know, the samey score difference right now with those recoveries of Heroes and Fayar, but once we do reach way past that halfway point of this map, this score multiplier for DT will be applied to all 3 of these players who are continuing to FC, but that does depend on if these players do continue to FC.
Yes, indeed, but apparently they're going to keep FCing. Sunda does find an early break, but it is still a lead for Brazil, around 55,000 points as we enter the second Ki here. Punky Sarajuchu still holding on for Team France. Ooh. But wait, there's a break from Ketsui, and another break from Ketsui. Also a break from Heroes, and actually could be a turning point for Team France right now. Ooh. Ketsui finding another break, and Punky Stereo and Jichu are still holding on to those full combos, and they're holding on with very, very good 99+ % accuracy. But this score is flickering very much, but is actually solidifying right now on the side of Team France. Storm finding another break, and I think that was the nail in the coffin, as well as Kawa finding another break, and this could be a point for France and match for France.
I think this is over. 2 FCs coming on the side of Punky Stera and Jiuchus. These 2 veterans, actually, let I remind you of France here that still stick to the Fight FC France from all these years, and that would be the one to propel them to go to quarterfinals and just give them the matchup, a potential, I mean, not a potential, sorry, but a matchup against Germany here, the third seed. But man, we will have to say goodbye for now to Brazil on this winner's bracket side, as they'll be facing against Poland.
Yeah, very unfortunate. And a reminder to everyone, I don't think this has probably happened before, but to my knowledge and to my eyes, I've never seen a match that the no mods weren't played, which is very very interesting to see. But France will move on to the next round. They will be facing Germany next week in the winners bracket. Brazil still in the tournament, and they're going to be facing Poland in the losers bracket. So, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, very interesting indeed. With France, more opportunities for them to be in the winners bracket, more opportunities to continue their own streak and placing this high into this tournament as well. So congratulations to Mikado Legato, Pokistera, Hiraz, Shibens, Fayar, Efant Maldet or Lavoie, Retreat, and Jiuchu on this seed upset win here. The one that came from the group stage, the one that was unlucky to seed 9 and not receive that bye privilege, but the one to win it out on this match here.
Yes, indeed. And we do have a match happening right now, and it is a very good one. It is going to be Russia versus the United Kingdom, a rematch from the 5-digit European Cup Grand Finals. So if you want to go and watch that, do it. It is a good one. But there is actually another match happening in just a few moments, which I am not too sure. It is going to be Denmark versus Mexico, if I'm not mistaken. It is indeed Denmark versus Mexico. Yes, it is another match from the losers bracket as well, and winner of that match is going to be facing Hong Kong in the next round. And I think that's about it. Valine, do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Not really. Yeah, that's pretty much it for us. Just tune into the other matches that are currently happening at the moment, and that'll be it for us on this particular stream. I'm your caster Valine. I'm joined here, Bernie. Thank you, Tay, for the stream as well, and we will see you later.
Bye bye.